see. I can see.
Jesus of Nazareth, he cured a blind man.
Who?
Jesus of Nazareth. Ezra! Ezra!
Master, we should send these people away. We've got nothing to give them to eat. They should go to the villages where they can find food.
There's no need to send them away. You give them something to eat.
How? There are thousands of them. We cannot feed them.
Is there any food left?
This is all we have. 5 barley loaves and 2 fish.
Put the loaves and the fish in the baskets and give them to the people.
Go on. Why are you waiting? Do as he says.
I'm sorry, there's only one. That's all we have.
But we're starving. What do you mean there's only one? There's plenty.
God works in Jesus of Nazareth, doesn't he? Through him, we can cast off our chains.
We must revenge the murder of John the Baptist, and we must kill King Herod.
Then what are we waiting for?
Listen, brothers. It's been said over and over and over again, a kingdom is at hand. Now, a kingdom needs a king, doesn't it? So now is the time for the people and tribes of Israel to follow Jesus of Nazareth.
With him to lead us, we can gather an army. March on Jerusalem.
Yes, Daniel.
And at Passover, proclaim the kingdom of heaven on earth.
Quiet! Quiet, all of you! Now is the time for clear thinking, not for indulgence in your absurd fantasies. You want to kill Herod, and you want to march on Jerusalem. You could have your skulls crushed for saying it. On one day, they will. Amos. Amos, we live in obscure times, and you all know that we suffer together. But I would rather die than see Jesus manipulated by men like you. His words speak louder than any of your fake eloquence. And what of his enemies? What will defeat his enemies? What will disarm them? Your madness or his mission?
Judas. You have to take us to meet him. We have to talk to him.
So the Baptist was right. Men must change before kingdoms can.
Don't stand in our way, Judas. That's my advice.
Brothers, Judas won't stop us. I like some of his ideas. Herod must die. That is certain. He must pay in blood for the Baptist. But I agree with Judas. Jesus of Nazareth must be kept out of the picture for the time being. It would be safer not to speak of him now. We shall wait for the Passover in Jerusalem. That's when you bring him to us, Judas. We have our brothers in the temple guards. They shall arrest the Sadducees and force them to declare Jesus King of the Jews. Are we all agreed?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
No, Amos. I don't agree. I have listened to all of you, and not one of you has understood what Jesus of Nazareth means. What does his presence on earth mean? Brothers, I am one who, like you, believed that the people of Israel would rise up in the name of the Messiah and break their chains. But I am sure now that Jesus of Nazareth means far more than this. Through him, Israel will be reborn. Not by force, but by change within.
Simon. Simon, you can't give up the cause. We believed in it all our lives. Simon, choose.
I choose to pray for you. And to follow Jesus of Nazareth, if he will accept me.
Oh, he will accept you.
John the Baptist came neither eating bread nor drinking wine, and you said he was possessed by devils. Here I am, drinking and eating freely with you. No doubt you'll say I'm a glutton and a drinker. Friend of the tax collectors and the sinners.
Rabbi, you do us an injustice. We respect your achievements, and we understand their importance. But to what extent are you prepared to accept our laws? We hear that you heal the sick on the Sabbath. You want our people not to rest on the Sabbath?
If one of you had a sheep and it fell into a pit on the Sabbath day, wouldn't you go and get it out?
But
God made the Sabbath for man, not man for the Sabbath.
Oh, we understand that. We understand what you're trying to say. But is it not confusing to the other people? We live by the law. If we accept the law to be ruled by exceptions, then we are lost.
Today, if it hadn't been for the severity that we learned from Moses, we would not have our laws. We'd not even be a people any longer. But it is the excessive tolerance, the lack of rigidity in your teaching that has made us feel that this is a real danger.
Forgo gives me security. It's a guide to my whole way of life. A measure for judging this man is right, this man is wrong.
You should not judge.
But you, as a son of Israel, know that we were chosen by God from all mankind to be the holy nation, and for this he gave us our law, the Torah, which is the law of life. And we have to separate ourselves from the sinners and be pure and just.
But who is just in the eyes of the Lord? What is the heart of the law?
Hear, O Israel, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy strength. This is the greatest commandment.
You said well. You're not far from the kingdom of God, Joseph of Arimathea. But there is another commandment, no less great. You must love your neighbor as yourself.
But who is my neighbor?
No! Stop her! You can't come in! This is no place for the likes of you!
What's the matter?
See that woman?
Yes.
That whore, shall we say?
Yes, it's her.
What is she doing? She's defiling him. This is no place for you, woman. Come, leave quickly.
Simon, sit down.
But, Rabbi, you know what kind of a woman this is.
Simon, please.
Simon, when I came into your house, you didn't pour water over my feet, or kiss me in greeting, or anoint my head with oil.
She has washed my feet with her tears and dried them with her hair and anointed them. Daughter, your sins, and I know they are many, are forgiven you because of the greatness of your love.
Only God can forgive sins known of men.
Your faith has saved you. Go and sin no more.
Daughter, take this ointment and keep it for my burial. Go in peace.
Cast out devils. Take nothing with you except a staff. No pack, no food, no money. Whenever you come to a town or village, find who is worthy in it and stay with him. And if at any place they will not receive you or listen to you, shake the dust off your feet as you leave. Sodom and Gomorrah on the day of judgment will fare better than that place. I am sending you out as sheep amongst wolves. Be as wise as serpents and as harmless as doves. Don't be anxious about what you are to say or how you are to speak. It's not you who speak, but the Spirit of your Father speaking through you. Freely you have received, now freely give. Go. Come, James.
God be with you, Simon Peter.
Blessed are you among women. You are his mother.
Anyone who obeys our Father in heaven is his brother, his sister, his mother.
Take this. The king is coming. Here comes Herod.
Being attacked by these guys. Lead him this way. Lay him down here. Lay him down. Gently, gently, gently. This is gentle. Lay him back.
I could have been killed. Could have been killed. The guards were simply not there. They were too slow. You know why this happened? Because two disciples of Jesus of Nazareth were preaching in the town.
Your Majesty, Jesus himself has no interest in the zealots.
Well, he may not, but the zealots still make use of him.
They made use of John the Baptist, too. And he is more dangerous now than when he was alive.
Watch your tongue.
Don't stand there gaping like idiots! Out, 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 out! Have no mercy on those zealots! Kill them all!
Carry out the orders! Come on, you zealot scum! Come on!
You sold your soul to Herod! Herod! God's curse on you!
All right! Hide up tight!
You butcher us, Herod! And out of our blood, thousands will rise to take our place!
In the name of the king, kill them! And this is how they'll all end up! All who plot against the king!
Poor Amos. To die like that. How good and strong he was, really.
Don't grieve, Simon. You warned them what would happen, remember?
They were my brothers, Judas. I lived with them since I was a boy. Oh, I know they were mad, I know. But they were honest. They thought they could force God's hand.
Exactly. Now, Jesus will go to Jerusalem. And we'll deal with the Sanhedrin on his terms. And there will be no need for a bloodbath. Come. Come, let us find the master.
Come!
Then suddenly I found myself speaking. The same power Peter was using. Master, given great excitement everywhere about you. Yeah.
Who do the people in Galilee say that I am?
Some say John the Baptist. They will not believe that he's dead.
They know that he's dead, many indeed. But they say you're John the Baptist alive again.
Yes, yes.
I heard one say that you are Elijah, back from the grave.
And some say Jeremiah or Ezekiel.
And who do you say that I am?
I see you are the Messiah. The Son of the living God.
In saying that, Simon Bar-Jonah, you show yourself to be blessed among men. Flesh and blood have not revealed this truth to you. It has come from my Father in heaven. And so now I will call you Peter, the Rock. And upon this rock I will build what I must call my church. The gates of hell will not prevail against it. To you I give the keys of the kingdom of heaven. And to you all I say this. Peter has spoken the truth. And now you know it. But you must not reveal it to any man. The time has not yet come. But another time is coming. The time for me to go to Jerusalem.
Oh, yes, Master. You must go to Jerusalem. The whole city awaits you. The elders of Israel must know and recognize you.
No, Judas. In Jerusalem, the Son of Man will be rejected by the elders and the chief priests of the temple. He will be condemned. He will be handed over to the unbelievers, who will scourge him, mock him, put him to death. Then, after 3 days, he will rise again. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for what is right, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted in the cause of right, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people abuse you and persecute you and speak all kinds of calumny against you for my sake. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward will be great in heaven, as it was for the prophets persecuted before you. In your prayers, remember your Father knows what your needs are before you ask him. This is how you should pray. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
Master? Master, you said you were going to Jerusalem. And in Jerusalem they would kill you. If that's true, then it's our duty to keep you from going. You must not allow it to happen. You're thinking as men think, not as God thinks. The devil is speaking through you. Get thee behind me, Satan.
soil.
Jerusalem! Come!
Give me your hand, Eleazar!
Yes. Oh, my God! You go ahead. I'll meet you at the gate. No, come with us.
One more halt, and we'll be nearly there.
Jerusalem will be swarming with pilgrims getting ready for the Passover. Will he go straight to the city?
He said he would be put to death there.
And that he would rise again.
Master! Master! Martha and Mary, the sisters of your friend in Bethany, have sent me here to find you. Lazarus is very ill, near death.
Go. Tell them I'll be there.
Master, he's coming!
Master! Martha is coming!
Arriving! Look, he's right here! He's here! Oh, my goodness, he's come! Oh, tell us what to do. Help us.
Lord. Lord. If you had been with us, my brother would not have died. But I know that even now, whatever you ask of God, God will give it to you. Because I believe you are the Christ, the Son of God, he who has come into the world to give us eternal life.
Where have you laid him?
Come and see. Lord, Lord, I prayed and prayed for you to arrive. You could have kept Lazarus from dying.
Take away the stone.
But he's been dead 4 days, Master. His body must already be decaying.
Take away the stone.
Give me a hand.
Now those who stand round me may believe that I am the resurrection and the life. And those who believe in me shall never die.
I went down into the countries underneath the earth, to the peoples of the past. But you lifted my life from the pit. Lord, my God.
Lazarus! Come forth!
He that believes in me, but he were dead, yet shall he live.
Not for this stupid price. As you are my friend, I will sell you this now. 4, 3. For this sheep is the finest sheep you'll see in this village. Wise men
No, it's too much. Too much. Keep it.
Oh, he always complains. That's it, over there with the sheep. Come on, join the line. You'll all get there. Right. Watch what you do. Now, careful. Over there. Give your sheep. Quiet. One at a time. Give your sheep. Now cross over. Thank you.
The Lord our God, the Lord is one. It is that thou art the Lord our God, the God of our fathers, our King.
Savior of our Father, our Savior and Creator of the universe.
Lord, your reign forever and ever. Blessed be the Lord. Thanks unto the Lord, for he is good, for his mercy endures forever. Never mind. No.
For his mercy endures forever. Oh, give thanks unto the God of gods, for his mercy endures forever.
Here are the documents you wish to see, Master Zera.
Thank you.
Master.
And I'm extremely flattered that you should wish to see me, but why, may I ask?
Master Zera, with respect, there are many people in Israel who feel that your influence in the Sanhedrin offers great hope for the future. And I can think of no better introduction to the high priest, Lord Caiaphas.
Well, since you know so much about me, then you won't be surprised that we know about your rabbi from Nazareth. miracles, raising the dead. Extraordinary. Now, I wish that my duties had given me time to see your Jesus myself.
I wish you had. Then you would need no persuading that he is the only man that can bring peace to Israel. What? Oh, the zealots know it, and so you might be surprised to learn, to your temple guards. The Romans, they're painfully practical. They would welcome anybody that would bring peace to this country, and if it was a peace that cost them nothing, so much the better. The Sanhedrin should proclaim Jesus King of Judea and tell the Romans...
What? Look, Caesar, we have a new ruler. One from the royal house of David, one in whom we have every confidence, who preaches peace, tolerance, and love, even to you Romans. Therefore you can calmly withdraw your troops. We no longer need them.
Yes, you put it very well.
I would have to put it very well indeed for the Romans to take away their troops and their procurator, not to mention the tax collectors.
I was told of your wit, but this is hardly the time for it.
All right. You and I should not quarrel. What do you want me to do?
Let Jesus of Nazareth prove himself before the Sanhedrin.
I think I can promise you that he shall have that opportunity.
Oh, blessed Jesus, you have saved me! Welcome to our city! Hail Jesus!
He raised Lazarus from the dead!
Who is this Jesus of Nazareth?
He's a prophet. A great prophet.
A prophet? On a donkey?
Blessings to the healer of the sick! You have come to deliver us! Jesus of Nazareth, King of the
Isaiah said, Jerusalem, daughter of Zion, behold, thy king cometh unto thee, humble and meek.
Run unto the Lord, Son of David! Master, you are the hope of Israel. You are our prophet and our savior! Jesus the prophet, save us! Bless us, Master! Heal me, Master! Heal me!
You cannot buy anything in the temple for Roman money. You must change it for our shekels. You know that.
It's good and it's cheap. But if you don't like it, I'll show you another problem.
Turning the house of our Lord into a marketplace. It's a shame.
Little large. Don't care.
Get the same rate at all the other stalls, my friend.
It comes to 10 shekels and a half.
Take 2 instead of 1. The Lord will be grateful.
2 fine lambs, 2 fine lambs.
I did this trick to redefine.
Money and preach somewhere else.
Jerusalem! The faithful city! She that was full of justice has become a harlot!
Stop him!
Have you not heard? Has it not been told you from the beginning?
What are your multitude of sacrifices to me, says the Lord. Bring forth no more vain offerings. Hold the ground, the other right. My money thieves!
Is a house of prayer!
He's a fool! We must stone him to death!
And you have turned it into a den of thieves!
Man, he's not the prophet. Go!
Rabbi, my name is Zerah. I'm a scribe of this holy place. And I, like my brethren, have followed your mission with great interest. We have heard good things of you and are glad. But what you have done here today both shocks and surprises us. Do you wish to destroy the sacred temple?
The temple is not mere stone. It is the house of God. It cannot be destroyed as long as God lives here. Destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will make it rise again.
It took centuries to build this temple. Do you think you can rebuild it in 3 days?
You have said it. But you have not understood.
Rabbi, I understand better than you think.
Master, that scribe had every intention of greeting you in a friendly manner. He wanted to understand your mission. Was it wise to discourage him? He has one of the most open minds in the Sanhedrin. Open your heart, Judas, not your mind. Open your eyes and your heart.
Master Zerah! Master Zerah!
Oh, my dear Judas. You're quite right. Your master has very little political sense. But he is an extraordinary man. And we shall continue to watch his mission with great interest.
Your son will be teaching in the temple. Shall I take you to him?
No. I'll wait. I'll see him when it is time.
Blessed are the eyes that see what you see. For I tell you, many kings and prophets have desired to see what you see,
and have not seen it, to hear what you hear and have not heard it. I thank you, Father, for hiding these things from the learned and the wise, and revealing them to the innocent and the simple. For he who would be great among you must be your servant. He who would be the first must be your slave. Just as the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Come, O blessed of my Father, and inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was a prisoner, and you visited me. I was sick, and you came to me. You will ask, when did we do this for you? Whoever does this to the least of my brethren, he does it to me.
Is there?
Glory to God, the Lord our God, and God of our Father, our King.
Master, I am Barabbas, a zealot. Before he was murdered, Amos sent word to us. He said to trust you. My brothers are ready. Some of them are temple guards. Our day of revenge against the Romans has come. Every day their grip becomes tighter. Our people have grown used to oppression. But with you to lead them, and with our swords behind you, they will rise up. We can teach them to fight. Some of the priests and Sadducees have said, obey the laws of Caesar. They do not speak for the Jewish people. Tell us what to do. Whatever you say will follow you.
Then love your enemies and forgive those who use and persecute you. The day of forgiveness is at hand.
Forgive Herod? Forgive the Romans?
Forgive them all.
But the Romans have butchered hundreds of innocent people, young people, old people, lives ended without mercy, without trial. Surely you can't mean to forgive that, Master. We must meet the sword with the sword.
All who take up the sword shall perish by the sword.
But we must end the voice of weeping in Israel.
Barabbas, your zeal blinds you to the truth. The New Jerusalem will not be built by murder and uprisings. The wisdom of God will fill the land as water fills the sea. The lion will lie down with the lamb. There'll be no more killing or destroying. And the voice of weeping shall be heard no more.
While we wait for that day to come, our people live in mourning and lamentation.
Barabbas, you wish to follow me? I have come to take on my shoulders the sins of the world. He who would follow me must do the same.
Oh, no.
Barabbas.
I must needs look forward to the days of work which will follow it, and I ask thy blessing on it.
Master, bless my child. Hosanna to the Son of David.
You must not let the children use those words. You know it is blasphemy. And you are responsible for it.
Have you never read the Psalms? Out of the mouths of babes and sucklings thou hast perfected praise.
By what authority do you do these things?
Before I answer, I will ask you a question. From where did John the Baptist receive authority to baptize? From heaven or from men?
We don't know. We can't tell.
Very well. You tell me nothing. Nor will I tell you by what authority I do these things. But I will tell you a story. Come. There once was a man, and he had 2 sons. And to the first son, one day, he said, "Go and work in the vineyard." And the son said no. But afterwards, he thought better of it, and he went. Now the man said exactly the same thing to his second son, who said, "Certainly." But he didn't go. Now, which of the 2 boys did his father's will?
First. Second.
Yes, the first. And what is the meaning of this story? That there are those who think they are righteous because they say yes to God, but they do not do his will. John the Baptist came to you in righteousness, but you didn't believe him, even when you saw that there were sinners who believed and repented. They will get into the kingdom of heaven before you do.
Love your enemies.
Bless those who curse you. Do good to those who hate you. Pray for those who persecute you. If you love only those who love you, why should you claim any credit? Even the tax collectors do as much. If anyone strikes you on the right cheek, offer the other also. And if anyone takes away your coat, give him your cloak as well. Give to everyone who asks from you. And if anyone takes away your goods, do not ask for them back. Do not do to others anything you would not have them do to you. Pass no judgment, and you will not be judged. Condemn not, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Be perfect, just as our Father in heaven is perfect. Ask for this gift, and it shall be given you. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and the door shall be opened. What father refuses his child? If you who are imperfect know how to give what is good to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give to those who ask him?
What happened? Wicked adulteress! She's a sinner! Template law! Bring shame on your husband! Take the husband, slut! The law's clear! Stone her! She must be judged and sentenced.
What is this?
She's a sinner! An adulteress! She's gonna be punished according to the law!
Take her to the master.
Master! Shame on you! Stone her! Stone her!
Master, what shall we do? This woman has been caught in the act of adultery. She should be punished according to the law. What do you say?
Answer, Master. We want to know your opinion.
Yes, tell us. Is it right to kill her?
He among you who is without sin, let him cast the first stone.
come on. All right.
Where are your accusers? Is there anyone here who's condemned you?
No. No one.
Then neither do I condemn you. Go. And sin no more.
Fresh today, I picked them myself.
With you, it's always the same old story. Fueled by my choice.
The servants went out and invited everybody they met.
A Roman here? How dare he?
And
Is he a centurion?
so the wedding hall was full of people.
Oh,
I'm sorry if I disturbed you, Rabbi. But I would like to ask you a great favor. I have a servant in my house. I've had him a long while. And he's good, loving, more like a son than a servant. He's very sick. Dying, I fear. Rabbi, in all humility...
You would like me to come to your house? Very well. I will come with you.
No. I am unworthy that you should enter under my roof. I know that if you say the word, my servant will be healed. I am a man under authority. But I myself have authority over 100 soldiers, and if I say to one of them, do this, I know that he will do it. And if I say to another, go there, I know that he will go. I need not see. I know. So it is enough that you give the word, and it will be done.
Do you hear this, man? I have seldom found such faith among the people of Israel. Go home. Your faith has cured your servant.
So he's a friend of the Romans. Your orders are changed.
But we know we are the chosen people. How can a pagan be worthier than a son of Israel?
Everybody is welcome at my father's table. Rich, poor, masters, servants, the children of Abraham and the pagans.
Come home, it's all right. Marcus is well, your servant is cured.
What?
Come on. Come on, come and see for yourself. It's all right.
With my eyes, it's cured.
Come on.
Come to your house.
So it is that thou art the Lord our God and the God of our fathers, our King and the King of our fathers, our Savior and the Savior of our fathers, our Creator and Rock of our salvation, our help and our believer. Thy name is forever.
There is God beside thee. Those that were saved sang a new song to thy name by the seashore. Together they praised thee, proclaimed the King, and said, the Lord shall reign forever and ever. Blessed be the Lord who saves us.
saves deserve. For it is thou art the Lord our God and the God of our fathers, our King and the King of our fathers, our Saviour and the Saviour.
Intervene? No. At least not for the moment. I must confess that I'm fascinated by this man's power over the peoples. We must find out where this power comes from.
Well, we must admit he's capable of extraordinary things. They say he raised one of his friends from the tomb.
A clever trick before coming to Jerusalem.
Yes, but you must admit. Please, brothers, be advised. You must not act impetuously. Eliphaz, ask the captain of the temple guard to report to the high priest Caiaphas. Immediately.
Alms, give to the poor blind man. May the Lord give you happiness. God give you good health. Give to the blind.
Please.
I was born blind, so my parents sinned.
What can I give you?
When you give,
Take this and pray for us.
may the Lord give you happiness. Help. I was born blind. Please, help for the poor blind man. Please.
You will not regret it, you fool. Stupid, he can hear you.
Leave me alone. I didn't ask for anything.
Wonderful man.
He does too well as a blind beggar.
If he could see, no one would give him anything.
Leave me alone. Don't touch me. Don't touch me, I say.
Master, that man was born blind. He's accepted his life the way it is. Why then change it?
He lives in darkness. And as long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world.
No, don't leave my eyes alone. I don't want you to touch them. No, don't touch my eyes. No, you are hurting me. They're burning. What have you done to them? What have you put on them?
Go and wash his eyes.
Come on, let's take him to the doctor. Come on. Wait, make way. This way. What's happening? Come with us and see. The master has cured the blind man. Can he see? He don't know yet. Give him a good wash. He hasn't touched water all his life. Throw him in. Give him a good wash.
I can see. I am not blind anymore. I can see you. And you. I can see. Brothers. That can't be true. Brothers. I'm not blind anymore. I can see everything. Now I know what it means to see.
It's a miracle, I tell you, it's a miracle.
I can see the world. My eyes are open.
I can see.
Brothers, I can see all of you. All of you.
What do you think of that?
Make way there. A high priest is coming. Out of the way. Get back.
have you got to say? What have you got to say about the man who healed you?
He's a prophet. There is no doubt.
What are you saying? You got your sight back from God, not from that man. He's a sinner.
I don't know. I don't know whether he's a sinner or not. I only know one thing. I was blind. I was blind before. And now I can see.
It's a miracle.
I must go to this man. I must thank him for what he has done for me. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he?
What's happening? Jesus, cured the blind. Cured? Let me see. Where is it?
Master, I can see. I can see.
Do you believe in the Son of Man?
Who is he, Master? That I may believe in him.
You're seeing him. It is he that is speaking to you.
I believe. Lord.
Make way there! Make way, the priest is coming! Out of the way, clear the way, the priest is here! Habakkuk is here!
This lying cheat was never blind.
What?
We of the temple know that he only pretended to be blind in order to earn his living.
He's right, he's a liar! I've known him a long time, he's never been blind!
And what's your story? That you can give sight to the blind?
I came into this world to give sight to those who cannot see. And to take away sight from those who can.
What do you mean by that? That we who are righteous are blind?
If you were blind, you would be without sin. But since you say we see, your sin remains.
That's true!
This man was through the devil! No! He's a cheat! A fanatic!
Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees! Hypocrites all! For you shut up the kingdom of heaven against men! You do not go in yourselves, nor do you let others enter! Blind guides! You strain at a gnat and swallow a camel! You bow before the letter of the law and violate the heart of the law! Justice, mercy, good faith! You are like whited sepulchres, all clean and fair without, but within, full of dead men's bones and all corruption. You see these stones, do you not? I tell you, there will not be left here one stone upon another that will not be thrown down. Yours is a house of desolation, the home of the lizard and the spider. Serpents, brood of vipers, how can any of you escape damnation? You shall not see me here again, not until you learn to cry, "Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord." For I and my Father are one and the same. He is a blasphemer! This is the man! White-head sepulchres!
You have forsaken the Lord, and now you despise the Holy One of Israel!
You don't speak for the people of Israel! Listen to the teachings of our God!
Remember the covenant I made!
He should be stoned to death! He's a blasphemer! Stone the blasphemer to death!
What on earth's going on? I don't like it. I'll take a look. Look after you, Stanley. All right. Gaspar.
I've seen him work miracles. I've seen it. He's a righteous man. A righteous man. He has been sent by God. Kill the Romans! Romans! Put him to death! Arrest the blasphemer!
Come on! He's not the Messiah! He's a false prophet!
Stone him!
He's a friend of the Romans!
Kill him!
Stone him! Stone him! Stone him! Traitor! Traitor to Israel! Traitor! Traitor! Traitor!
Don't let them harm! Kill him! Kill him! Kill the Romans! He speaks the truth! Help him! Arrest him! Put him to death! Stone him to death! Stone the impostor!
Peter?
If you please, I've come to offer my help.
Master Nicodemus.
Yes, I must advise you. You are in danger. Please persuade your master to keep away from public places.
God must have sent you, Master Nicodemus. You speak to him. Of all people, he will listen to you. Come. Master?
Rabbi, there is to be a meeting of the Sanhedrin. You have many enemies there, but also friends who know that you are a teacher come from God. For no man could show the signs or have the words that you impart unless God were with him. But yet, my heart is troubled and my mind confused. You must help me to see the truth.
Except a man be born again, Nicodemus, he cannot see the kingdom of God.
Born again? Can a man enter his mother's womb the second time?
That which is born of the flesh is flesh. That which is born of the Spirit is spirit.
Do not marvel that I said to you, you must be born again. The wind blows where it will. And you hear the sound of it. But you don't know whence it comes or whither it goes. So it is with everyone who is born of the Spirit.
God so loved the world that he sent his own Son, that whosoever believed in him should not perish, but have eternal life.
God sent his Son into the world not to condemn it, but that the world may be saved through him.
Came to Jerusalem. The crowd went wild on his arrival, and we did nothing. No. We then drove the merchants and the sellers of beasts for sacrifices from the courtyard of the temple, and we did not intervene.
How many times have we protested at the disgrace A body change is being allowed in the precincts of the temple.
But then we allowed him to preach in the holy temple itself. And at no time did he recognize your authority, Caiaphas, nor made submission to the elders of Israel.
You must denounce him in the name of the people of Israel.
I'm not sure that we have that right. Can we honestly say that we represent the true thoughts and aspirations of the people of Israel?
What are you saying?
I've often wondered if, as elders, we're not too cut off from them and from their real problems. How can we guide them if we don't know what's in their hearts?
But without our guidance, they would be lost.
People will run after any new thing. Why, they've taken up with this man Jesus with his tricks and exaggerated promises.
I have seen him. I've heard him preach. His words reach into men's hearts, not like ours. It's not the old ritual, the old formulas, but a new vision which seems to answer all their hopes. A message of comfort, of goodness, of purity, of the virtues of humility.
We've heard it all before, from John the Baptist and hundreds of others.
And why not? That is the richness of our religion, that it's always being kept alive by new ideas.
Oh, that kind of thinking encourages false prophet.
What an incredible people we are. Thirsty for knowledge, but hypocrites afraid of change. We say that we want new ideas so our religion will speak to each generation. And yet, when a prophet appears, burning with faith and fiery revelations, we stifle him. Shall we go down to history as a people who destroys its prophets?
No, please, no, brothers, please. Look, this is scarcely the time for philosophical discussions. There are more urgent problems to be considered.
He allows those who follow him to hail him as the Messiah.
He's a blasphemer! He's an impostor!
With respect to those more learned than I, there is one possibility that it seems no one here is ready to consider.
What is it?
The possibility that Jesus of Nazareth may be, in fact, the Messiah awaited by our people.
A carpenter from Galilee.
This man has studied the prophecies, and carefully and subtly he never misses a chance to identify himself with them.
Exactly.
I only know that, like our brother Joseph, I've heard him preach. I was moved, lifted out of myself, and seemed to see all things in a new and blinding light. I was aware of wonders, signs that God may be with him, and through him, with us.
Do you realize what you are saying, Master Nicodemus?
Let him speak.
Listen to him. Let him speak. Don't shout him down.
The coming of the Messiah is the heart of our faith. Why should he not come now? Why do we dream our liberator will be revealed in glory, a new Solomon, new David? Is God not allowed to choose whom he wishes? Even the son of a poor carpenter from Nazareth? David began life as a shepherd. Who are we to decide the way in which God should choose to help his people? We, grains of sand, chaff blown in the wind. May the Lord open our eyes to his wisdom.
Master Nicodemus, I have always respected you. How am I to understand your defense of this man, whose mission seems to be to divide our people? Even this noble assembly has been torn asunder by him. This Jesus of Nazareth must be an extraordinary man. But is there not one among you who understands the real significance of this matter?
It is not the Galileans' words that are important, or the so-called miracles. Even the fact that frenzied crowds hail him as the Messiah, it's not important. The central core of this case is that this man dares to proclaim, and I can hardly make myself say it, this man dares to proclaim himself the Son of God.
Master Nicodemus, in your great faith and wisdom, and you, Joseph, most honest of men, can you tell us that in your heart of hearts, you believe he is the Son of God, that he is equal to God? If he is not the Son of God, then who is this Jesus of Nazareth? Is he a prophet? Only a false prophet can assume the powers of God and say to a persistent sinner, you are forgiven. Only God can forgive sins. All through our history, false prophets have been the plague of Israel. This man, while claiming to uphold the law, perverts our most fundamental beliefs.
The Romans will not wait for us to find the answer. Our law says the prophet who claims to say in the name of God things which God has not commanded, that prophet must die. If this man Jesus is a false prophet and a blasphemer, is it not better for one man to die than for a whole nation to perish?
However, under Roman occupation, Caiaphas, the people of Israel may put a goat to death, but not a man.
Thank you, Zira, for reminding us of our realities.
Then he must be charged and found guilty by the Romans.
But Caiaphas, we've not found him guilty yet. Surely our law does not condemn a man before first giving him a hearing before the elders of Israel?
No matter how serious his offense, we cannot simply hand over one of our brothers to the Romans.
Caiaphas, after the Passover, let me persuade Jesus to come to us and explain to us what is in his heart and his mind when he says he is the Son of God.
Brethren, I agree. We will question him fully and give this Jesus of Nazareth every opportunity to defend himself.
No! Caiaphas, to delay would be too dangerous. We all know what steps Pilate would take against our people if the unrest continues. Zara, he must be taken tonight.
It could cause even more trouble among the crowds if our temple guards go searching for him.
It could mean a long search, all over the city.
No one knows where he and his followers are hiding. They stay no longer than one night in the same place.
I think I know the way to reach him.
Zira, don't forget, Jesus of Nazareth is one of our brothers.
Blessed be thou, Lord our God, who hast blessed us with thy laws and made bread issue from the earth. From now on, this will no longer be the bread of the passage of our fathers from bondage to freedom. This Passover is for you today. The passage from the bondage of death to the freedom of life. This is the bread of life. Whoever eats of this bread shall have eternal life. This is my body. Do this in remembrance of me. From now on, this cup will not only be a memorial and sacrament of the covenant God made with our fathers on Mount Sinai, this is my blood. The blood of the new covenant which is to be poured out for many. I shall not drink again of the fruit of the vine until the day I drink it with you in my Father's kingdom. And now I give you a new commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for a friend. And if you love one another, all men shall know that you are my disciples. Father, the hour has come. Glorify thy Son, that thy Son may glorify thee. Keep in thy name those thou hast given. I do not pray for these only, but also for those
believe in me through their word. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me. Let it be as you, not I, would have it.
This is your hour, Judas. The hour of shadows.
Oh, Master.
You betray your master with a kiss.
That is the man. Arrest him.
Don't make any noise. Take care of him. You got him. Try not to wake them.
Judas!
What's happening?
You traitor!
No!
You betrayed him!
What's going on here? Peter, listen to me. The only way the master can save himself is by speaking to the Sanhedrin.
Take him away.
Leave him alone! God! Let him go! Leave him alone!
Kill him!
Oh. Jesus! Andrew!
Jesus!
No, Peter!
Get away, you scum!
Arrest them all!
Peter! It was me you sought. You have found me.
Let them go.
Take him away!
Take him away! Take him away! Take him to the Sanhedrin!
Peter, do something! Peter, do something!
Lion!
Jesus!
Let's go! No! We can't do anything for him! We must do something for him! Brothers, let us save ourselves! Philip, come on, let's go! Let's go!
Where did they take him? Where have they taken him?
He's the one who brought the soldiers.
Sarah. Speak to Zara. I must speak to Zara. Is he in here? Did they bring him here?
Who?
Jesus!
Master Zara, please. I don't understand this man.
Zara. Zara, yeah. Now, where is this meeting with Caiaphas? I must be there with Jesus.
Meeting? There's no meeting.
Huh?
There's a trial. Your Jesus is accused of blasphemy. You've been an invaluable help to us, Judas. Come and see me when all this is over. Oh.
Well, got what you wanted. So get out of here.
Come on, get out of here. Move yourself.
Master Joseph, we were coming to find you. This is Martha, the sister of Lazarus, and Mary, the mother of Jesus.
Jesus has been arrested.
Yes, I know. I've been called to a meeting of the elders.
You have such great influence in the Sanhedrin. Please, will you help?
I'll try, you know that. I'll do what I can.
I've never understood how that liar could have fooled so many people. You were one of those who believed in him, didn't you?
Well, I admit I believed in him, but we all believed in him.
And now you discover the truth.
He said a lot of things that I liked very much.
What?
And he did some good things.
Oh, good things? They were tricks of the devil.
All right. We know that he was a liar and a blasphemer and he betrayed us. And now he will pay.
Come on. I'm sorry I had to wake you up at this hour of night.
Master Nicodemus.
Caiaphas said he should be bound like a common thief. It's most unseemly, sir.
Jesus, it is not our intention to treat you as a criminal. But we want you to explain to this assembly the nature of your teachings. What is this doctrine you and your disciples are spreading through Judea?
I have spoken openly for all the world to hear. I have taught in the synagogues and in the temple. I have said nothing in secret. So, Why do you ask me? Ask those who heard me. They are my witnesses.
Caiaphas, I've heard him preach. I find nothing in his doctrine which denies the basic principles of our faith.
Rabbi, we fail to understand the meaning of many of your sayings.
For instance, there are witnesses who say that you claimed that you could destroy the temple and rebuild it in 3 days.
No one could rebuild the temple in 3 days. What he said must have some symbolic meaning. Come.
I'm sure I heard him say he could rebuild it again in 2 days.
3 days, 4 days, you hear? Witnesses can't even agree.
How can we remember every detail? There was a riot which Jesus himself provoked, but for which the Romans will hold us responsible.
The riot was provoked by Barabbas.
The Romans don't need an excuse. We know what they have done to our people. All of us here can remember the occasion not so many years back when over 1,000 of our people were nailed to the walls of Jerusalem because there were not enough scaffolds to satisfy the Romans' lust for blood. None of us, I'm sure, wants to give any more victims to Pontius Pilate than we can prevent.
Of course not, Joseph. We're all agreed upon that. As Caiaphas has said, this is not a trial. We left our homes. We came here tonight hoping that Jesus of Nazareth would explain to us the purpose of his mission and help to heal the divisions in our community.
Brother, we have often heard that you've come to bring love and brotherhood. I beg you, bring peace to our gathering tonight.
Tell me. It has been said that you proclaimed yourself the Son of God. I ask you now, in the name of the Eternal, are you the Messiah, the Son of God?
I am. And you shall see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of the power of God.
Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one.
We have heard enough. Let him be taken before the procurator Pontius Pilate, in whose hands lies the final authority for trial and judgment.
Son of God! Kill him! Stone him! Blasphemer!
Well, what happened to him?
They're sending him to Pontius Pilate.
We know how that'll end up, don't we? Wait a minute. I know you. You were with that Jesus. You're one of his followers.
No, I don't know him.
But he is. Look!
And I know him. He is one of his followers.
Yes, I've seen him. I've seen him.
No!
He's a liar!
him. I saw him. Please! What's going on here?
He's a friend of Jesus, a disciple.
Don't let him go.
Oh, please. Mistaken. I neither know this Jesus they speak of, nor have I ever heard of him.
Go! Just keep quiet here. Don't you know you're on sacred ground?
You hear them? Free Barabbas. The crazy people. They should be in here.
Your friends outside want you set free. So you can carry on with your murdering, I suppose.
I'm not a murderer. I shouldn't be in with those two. I'm a patriot.
You're all criminals. Don't think you're any different.
It was him who did the murder, not me! Now he took me into it. It was his idea!
When will it be? When Pontius Pilate comes from Caesarea for the Passover, or whatever they call it.
Hey, listen. You've got to let me out of here. Well, I didn't do anything. Listen to me! Free Barabbas! Let Barabbas flee! Let Barabbas go! He's one of us! Free Barabbas! You have no right to arrest him! Free Barabbas! Barabbas!
Welcome, brother. Welcome! I leave for 1 week and I come back and I find the mob clamoring in the street, and you dare to say to me, welcome! Who's this Barabbas they've been shouting about?
He's a zealot we arrested. His followers have disturbed the crowds.
I don't think their noise will disturb my judgment. Look, you take 100 men and you clear the street. I'm tired.
With respect, Procurator.
Please, I'm so tired.
Jerusalem is full of people. There are many hotheads among them.
Yes, and they'll cool when they see the example we make of their Barabbas.
Pontius Pilate, I'm afraid there's another case which I must trouble you.
Another one?
Yes, it was submitted to us by the Sanhedrin itself. It concerns a certain Galilean preacher.
Quintilius, I am not interested in their preachers or their prophets. You know that.
Yes, of course, I know. The Sanhedrin, whose cooperation has been very useful to us, they consider it extremely important. Even urgent.
Urgent? Urgent to whom?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Maybe next week. First, we'll deal with Barabbas.
Pilate, there's a delegation from the Sanhedrin waiting outside. It is led by Zerah himself. They have this preacher, this Jesus of Nazareth with them. They want you to judge him.
Judge him? Zerah himself? That must be important. No. I don't want to get involved in their religious quarrels.
This is the monthly report of the province. I think it's wise not to offend them unnecessarily. I think you should see them.
Well, they haven't been brought in. Don't stand there, bring them in.
Pilate, I regret, I'm afraid we must go out to them.
We must go to them?
Yes, according to their beliefs, well, they cannot come into a house of a Roman, not on Passover. They would be defiled.
Defiled. I forgot about that. All right. We'll go to them. Bring them to the Great Hall. How does one govern such people?
Procurator, we have found that this man, Jesus of Nazareth, distorts our people's views on the relationship between God and the state. Furthermore, he perverts the very heart of our religion.
I'm not concerned with people who break your religious laws. My function as governor here is to keep the peace and administer Roman justice.
We know that, Procurator. But this man also threatens the established order. If he were not a criminal, we would not have brought him to you.
He calls himself the Christ, which means the Anointed One.
Thank you.
I too know some Greek.
Well, what else has he done? Has he spoken against the emperor? Has he spoken against Rome?
Well, Procurator, not directly, no, but...
Not directly, then he's your problem. You'll have to judge him according to your law.
Procurator, for us, this man Jesus is a blasphemer. If we were a self-governing nation, we would have the right to exact punishment, which under the law of Moses is laid down for blasphemy.
He made a triumphal entry into Jerusalem, calling himself the King of the Jews.
A claim which we totally reject.
King of the Jews?
Well, whatever else he may have done, such a claim is treason.
True, all right. I'll talk to him. You're Jesus.
Not ours.
Then whose? Whose? Bring him in! Is this the man you think so dangerous? This? The man that aspires to be a king? Come. Now, the leaders of the Sanhedrin accuse you of preaching perverted doctrines. Come. They also say you call yourself the King of the Jews. Well, are you King of the Jews?
If my kingdom were of this world, my followers would have fought to prevent me from being captured.
Oh, you speak of a kingdom. Therefore, you must be a king. Are you a king?
I am. I was born for one purpose. To bear witness to the truth. All who can accept the truth hear my voice.
And what is the truth?
No, this man's no criminal. He's a dreamer. Take him away, take him away. Have him flogged as a token of Roman justice. That should wake him up.
Right, sir.
Procurator, we, the leaders of the Sanhedrin, have always had the same aim as you, the peaceful administration of our country for the good of our people. And for many years now...
Please. Don't talk to me about the people. As long as they obey, you care as much about your children of Israel as we do the mob in Rome. Was that Let us speak directly. Why does the Sanhedrin consider this man so dangerous that they send you yourself here to make sure that he's condemned?
Perhaps for the same reasons as you, Procurator, if you knew him as well as we do, would also find him dangerous.
That's enough. Put his clothes back on.
I saw when he entered Jerusalem as a king. Look at him now.
So he's a king. The king of the Jews. Man, we ought to dress him like a king.
Hey!
Give me your cloak.
Don't use mine, use one of those.
Oh, wait a minute, there's some over here. Here it is. Come on. Here we are. Turn around. Look at him.
Hey, wait a minute. If he's a king, he needs a crown.
Hail, Majesty, high and mighty Majesty.
Oh, look at him.
I have it! A king's crown!
Look what he's got! He's got his crown!
He needs a scepter. Majesty!
A perfect fit, Your
Where's
Majesty.
your throne, eh? Now he's the king. Tiberius will be getting worried.
Ecce homo. Behold the man. Well, what have you got to say for yourself now? Speak!
Say something! Don't you want to defend yourself? Do you want to die? Don't you realize I have the power to release you or have you crucified?
You would have no power over me if it had not been given you from above.
Quintilius, isn't there an ancient custom honoring Passover where the procurator can release a prisoner sentenced to death as an act of mercy?
Yes, that custom still exists.
And we have two prisoners?
Barabbas?
And Jesus. So let the people decide. I've made my decision. The people will decide.
Take him away.
Right, take this one away. Get down to the prison now and bring Barabbas.
Barabbas, remember? Barabbas. Good. Here, listen to me. Listen, you two, listen. When I give you the cue, you shout for Barabbas.
Barabbas is depending on you. Barabbas has fought for you. Don't betray him. Shout for Barabbas.
No, we must save Jesus. He's a righteous man.
When did they arrest him? Late last night, in the Garden of Gethsemane. Gethsemane? That's near where I live.
We must be prepared. Barabbas must be freed at all cost. Now look, we put our men all over. Do you understand? And to give it a sign.
He could understand what he wanted when he left the temple.
As a sign of his magnanimity and his benevolence, our divine emperor has decided
that the custom of releasing one prisoner sentenced to death in honor of your Passover shall continue. We have 2 prisoners. One, Jesus of Nazareth, accused of treason by proclaiming himself King of the Jews.
Do you work a miracle now, Jesus?
Anyone shouting for that false prophet had better watch out.
Look at him, the King of the Jews!
What's happened to him?
Call yourself a king?
Or Barabbas, accused of sedition and murdering a Roman auxiliary.
That's the man they call the Son of God?
Barabbas! Free Barabbas! Free Barabbas! Give us Barabbas! Why don't you free yourself, Jesus?
Which of the 2 shall be released to you? Jesus of Nazareth,
We cannot let this happen. We must do
guilty of proclaiming himself
King of the Jews?
No, he wears a crown!
or Barabbas.
Release Jesus! He is the true prophet! He's our Savior! Release him!
Jesus is a man sent from God! Free Barabbas!
He's a false prophet!
He betrayed us! Kill him! I want Barabbas! Free Barabbas! Barabbas! Free Barabbas!
Jesus! Jesus!
Barabbas!
Jesus!
Shut up, you slut! Free Barabbas! Free him! Save the Nazarene! He is the true prophet! Release him! Kill Barabbas!
You can't let him go.
We can't let Barabbas get away.
Yes.
Soldiers won't like that.
Pilate, you're not going to free Barabbas, an assassin and enemy of Rome.
I wonder, who is the real enemy?
Jesus of Nazareth must be saved! Miracles!
Then let it be written that Jesus of Nazareth is guilty of treason by proclaiming himself King of the Jews and is sentenced to be crucified.
Release Barabbas now!
Hooray! Barabbas is finished! Cannot kill him! He is innocent! Innocent!
Silence! I speak of Roman justice!
Hey, Mark! Where's the last prisoner? Come on!
Here's your man. Come on. The King of the Jews.
Hurry up, this crowd worries me.
Yep, take him.
the justice of the Roman Empire. The way you stop! Get back, make way! Save yourself, Jesus! Keep this up! Get out of the way! Use your spears!
You betrayed us! You betrayed us! We believed you and you betrayed us!
Father, forgive them. They know not what they do.
If you're what you say you are, if you're the Messiah, why don't you save yourself? I'm not.
Leave him alone. Don't you fear God, even when you are dying?
We deserve to die, for we
are receiving the just punishment for our crimes. But this man has done nothing wrong. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom.
Today, you will be with me in paradise.
Hey, who are you?
She is his mother.
How can you prove it?
Hey. She is his mother.
Go, dear.
And who are you?
Please. I'm one of the family.
Is that right?
Yes. She is one of the family.
The Romans won't let you get close.
I've got to see them.
John. Behold your mother. Woman. Behold your son.
He saved others. Why can't he save himself now?
Listen. Listen, he's calling on the prophet Elijah.
No, he's not calling Elijah. He's quoting the scriptures. Even now, nailed to the cross, he quotes the scriptures. Even now.
He was despised and rejected of men, man of sorrows, and acquainted with grief. He was oppressed and afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He was brought as a lamb to slaughter, and as a sheep before its shearer is dumb. Surely he hath borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. Yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted. But he was wounded for our transgressions. He was abused for our iniquities. And through his wounds, we are healed.
Into thy hands I commit my spirit. It is accomplished. Oh my God.
My God! My Lord! Please help me!
Hey, you, the family, come on, you can take the body.
A tomb has already been provided by a prominent member of your faith who doesn't wish his name to be revealed. Pontius Pilate gave permission before he went back to Caesarea.
Yes, yes, yes. But you don't understand. Why should you? It is of vital importance to us to know where this tomb is.
With all due respect, why is it of such importance? The man is dead.
Well, since you ask, there have been rumors of this Jesus arising from the dead.
Huh. You believe this?
Huh. But it may prevail upon the superstitious. His followers could easily remove the body secretly, and then they can talk of having witnessed the resurrection. Therefore, can the tomb be guarded?
No, there's nothing to stop you guarding it.
No, there isn't, but it must be carried out by you Romans.
Why?
Well, if we use our own temple guards, his disciples could say that he truly rose, but that his enemies denied it.
What sort of person are you, if I may ask? Huh? His death is not enough for you.
I think your procurator, if he were here, would agree with me when I say this Jesus could be much more dangerous now that he's dead. Therefore, I should be grateful if something could be arranged.
Very well, then. A Roman guard will be posted.
Hey, stop! Who are you? Where are you going?
We are the family of Jesus of Nazareth, who lies here.
What do you want?
To enter the tomb.
Why?
To anoint the body. To bring fresh linen, herbs, spices. It is our custom.
Why didn't you do that when you brought him here?
The Sabbath began. We could not buy them.
What do you think?
Now, there are only 3 women. Let them go.
I suppose it'll be all right then.
You'll need an army to move that stone. All right, then. Let's go together. But we'll need some help. Hey, Lentulus, wake up! Come with us! Marcus, you watch the bridge. I think we should call those priests, too. Are they still around? Can't wait to get away from this place. Go back to Rome.
Where are you going? Why do you seek the living among the dead? Jesus is not there.
He's gone. Others. Come on.
Jesus is not here.
Are you sure? I swear by Jupiter and Hercules and Mars.
Yes, you've been awake all night and haven't moved from the spot.
That's right. We were given strict orders. Nobody's been near that tomb. And those Jewish priests, or whatever they are, were with us all the time.
Well then, who moved the stone?
Who is it?
Philip.
Did anyone follow you?
No.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure.
Are they still looking for us?
On every corner, one sees temple guards and Roman soldiers.
This place isn't safe anymore. We must go somewhere else.
But where can we go?
I wish we could go to Galilee.
Peter. Peter. Tell us. What should we do?
We must do what the Master would have wanted.
The Master's dead, Peter.
I thought you said you weren't followed. I wasn't.
Mary.
Peter. All of you. I have seen him.
Seen who?
The Master.
You've seen him?
Yes. He is risen. I saw him. I saw him. This morning, we went to the tomb, and near the tomb was a man and a young boy. And the man said to me, "Why do you look for the living among the dead? Jesus is not here." So we went to the tomb and we saw the stone was upturned. The grave, the tomb was open. We looked for him. He was not there.
You mean the Master's body wasn't there?
Has it been stolen?
No. Let me finish. When we were leaving the cemetery, I saw another man. He saw how distraught we were. He said, "Woman, why do you weep?" And then he said my name. Mary. Mary. And it was then that I saw. It was Jesus. I fell to my knees and I reached for him. Touch me not, for I have not yet ascended to my Father, he said. But go to my brothers and tell them. You don't believe me. You don't believe me. I tell you, I saw him. It was our Lord!
Mary, Mary!
John. Oh, John. You don't believe me. You.
Mary, you're tired. Please. Please go.
I saw him, John. I saw him.
Women's fantasies.
Fantasies? Was his death a fantasy? I saw him die. I was there and I wept at his feet. Why should he not then appear to me? He is risen. He told me to tell you. And I have done so.
You wouldn't believe her. Even when the master raised Jairus' daughter, you didn't believe it.
What do you mean? You believe her story? Well, do any of you believe it? Do you, Andrew? Do you, James? And you, Matthew? Do you? Peter? Yes. How can you?
Because he said so. Because he wanted it to be so. He wanted everything to happen. Just as it did. And I have always believed him.
But, Peter, you denied him. You denied him 3 times! Yes! I denied him because I was a coward. We are all cowards. We accused Judas of being a traitor, but we all betrayed him. We all abandoned him. At least our brothers in the Sanhedrin who condemned him didn't know him. The Romans, we did not know him. But we ate with him. We lived with him. We knew he was the Christ, and still we betrayed him. Brothers, can't you see? Yes. You asked me if I believe he's risen. Yes, I do. For I know in my heart he will not abandon us. I know in my heart he has forgiven me. Us.
forgiven all of us.
This is precisely what I feared. His disciples must have come in the night, removed the stone, and taken away the body.
Possible. I had guards here, as you requested.
And your priests were here too.
How it begins. It all begins.
It was written, the Son of Man will suffer, and on the third day will rise again from the dead to enter his glory. You are my witnesses to this. Now my Father in heaven is reconciled to the world, and as he sent me, so I am sending you. Receive the Holy Spirit. Go like lambs among wolves. Make disciples of all nations. Baptize them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost. Teach them the gospel and the commandments I gave you. Now, I am leaving the world again and going to the Father.
O Lord, stay with us. For the night is falling, and the day is almost over.
Don't be afraid. I am with you every day